Right guys, hello, how we doing? Day number 2, session number 2. I know some of you haven't done day number 1 yet, you are just a day behind. I did release that a bit late last night, so just keep on top. Each one that I release, just do it the next day. Hope you all felt well after yesterday. I got a good few comments coming back saying people were a bit done in from it, they were knackered, so all positive, all good. For today's session, we're going to be doing back and shoulders. So all I'm going to be using is, I've got a vest. You could use a towel, a t-shirt, something that's just going to smooth nice across sort of a laminate flooring. First exercise up, let's get going. Right, so to begin, I want you to get just a pole, a bar. Thankfully, this is nice and light. You don't want anything too heavy. What I recommend is using a broom, a mop end, something like that. Get it so that you are 90 degrees from the elbows, coming up. Nice tight grip, and we're going to start with some dislocations. Make sure you've got room around you. Arms are going to come up, over the head, all the way around, and back again. If you need to, just take that little bit further out, just to make sure it's comfortable. Stretch the shoulders off, all the way around, and back over. For those that have just done chest, this will be a nice stretch across the pecs as well. Just make sure we get a nice rotation coming around. If you can't get a pole for your dislocations, I recommend using a dressing gown rope, pair of trousers, something long so you can get a nice wide grip on, and it's just going to keep that plane of motion coming through for your shoulders. Just a few minutes going through them, get the shoulders nice and loose, make sure they're stretched off. Next, what we're going to go on to is a little superset to get your back and shoulders flaring up. Black Widow and supersetted with your reverse iron cross. So I'm going to set you up down on the floor and take you through each exercise. Right guys, so reverse iron cross and Black Widow are both going to be done in the same position down on the floor. We're just going to be pushing through different parts of the body, thinking about different muscles that we're using as well. So I'm going to set up by lying back on the floor. Your arms come out. Initially, you're going to be pushing through the elbows. So your hands are still going to come out. Feet as if you're in a sit-up position. And you're going to push up through the elbows. Return back down. Make sure that we're squeezing the rear delts, getting the lats and the traps to coming into it. Same again, push through the elbows, squeeze tight, return back down. And then your reverse iron crossover. This time your fists are going to go down at the floor. So you want to make sure that we're pushing enough so that your elbows are clearing the floor. They're coming up. So hands are flat. Big breath in and then push up and away. You can see there's a lot of tension in each of those exercises. Make sure we're thinking about the rear delts and the back as we're going through, getting a nice tight squeeze coming into it. Right guys, so coming down to the floor, your knees are going to be on the t-shirt, towel, whatever we're going to be using. Make sure your hands have a nice grip onto the floor, you're not going to be moving at all. Shoulder width or just over, shoulder width apart, and again, focusing into the back. So you're going to go into that press up position, slide the knees back, all the way down to the floor, and then pull through the arms. Slide it back as far as you can. Pull through. Back, open up the back as much as you can. And pull that through. Again, you can see great stretch coming at the back. Really tough exercise to go through, so we're just going to take your time getting through this. You've got different variations that you can take. So to begin, keep the body high, pull through from there. Higher up. Still pull through. Focus that nice posture, keep that good curve. Make sure we're thinking about the lats pulling down into each other. Right guys, so again we're back down onto the floor. This time you're going to be in a prone position. You're going to be lying on your front. 2 exercises which are great for your posterior chain. But again, thinking about the lats squeezing in together at the same time. So you're going to be on your front, arms out, and then thinking of rotating the shoulders backwards. So you're on your front, shoulders come back, lift the body up off the floor, slow back down to the front, up, twist, and back down. Make sure you're really squeezing in those lower lats, getting that tight contraction in the back. To make that a little bit tougher, I want you to try and get your quads up off the floor. So same again, back. Then from there, I want you to take it into your Devil's Snow Angel. So some of you would have been through this with me before. Again, your quads are going to come off the floor. Try to focus into that lower back. And we're going to get a little bit of rotation coming in with the hands as well. So this one, you're going to start with your hands at about 90 degrees. Up off the floor, lift the shoulders, press, rotate around. 5 pumps at the back, back around, down, press, and around. 5 bumps, and return back to the start. Right guys, we're going to do another sort of human pullover. Brings in a little bit of abs this one, but we can't take the abs away from it, and I'll show you how to do that to make that a little bit easier so that you are still again focusing into the back and not too predominantly into the abs. So you need something that you can grab onto the bottom there of. So I've got my couch. Make sure it's just a firm, solid surface. It's not going to go shifting when you're moving your body weight with it. So what you want to do, pulling into the bench or into the sofa, sorry, is you're going to pull yourself up and then fight against that drop coming down. And again, you're pulling in, you're not lifting from the core, you're pulling in first. Big breath in, lift, and then slow. Keep that slow, very slow all the way through. So to make it that little bit easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the legs into the body. So to lift, in control, lift, in control. A lot easier when the knees come up. Make sure we're feeling that stretch again through the lats. You will feel the abs coming into it, which I want, but it is not going to be a predominantly ab exercise, this one. So try and make sure we're feeling that into the back more so. Right guys, 2 exercises left to go. Next one, we're going for another kind of press up. This one, we're coming at a little bit of a different angle to make sure we're hitting the front of that delt right here. So again, your hands in that press up position, your shoulder width apart. Keep yourself at a good distance away. Again, you can see I've got good posture, keeping that nice curve of the spine. Keep yourself low, coming in, and push that away. Low, coming in, and push that out. Again, the further you are away, the harder that exercise then becomes. Right, last but definitely not least, we're going to finish on that middle delt, the shoulder. We're going to be doing a rotating plank. A little bit of abs coming into this again, so you're gonna have to fight through the burning of the shoulders and the abs. We're gonna keep on one shoulder, hit failure, work over at the next. Again, fast alternating through to burn that out at the end. So what you're gonna do, get yourself in a plank position. You're out, you're nice and low. Supporting hand, it's gonna drop under. Rotate around and squeeze. Drop under. Round and squeeze. Make sure that you are pulling down and squeezing that muscle tight together. And again, you're not just working the obliques and getting that twist. So from the other side, you're under and across. Drop under and across. And last but not least, we're going to finish off on the middle delt, working with a rotating plank. So again, a little bit of core is going to come into this, but again, focus that pressure into the shoulder. We're going to use the other hand to make sure we're getting a nice stretch. So, get yourself down into a plank position. Supporting hand is going to lift up, drop underneath, and I'm gone. Alright guys, that's the end of your back and shoulder session. Again, I hope you all have enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Keep me updated, let me know how you're doing. There is going to be some separate abs sessions incoming. I want everyone to be training abs 4 to 5 times per week. So I'm going to be making some separate videos on how to be training your abs best, and making sure that we're still getting a bit of everything coming into it. Like I said, let me know what you think and keep in touch guys. Let me know how you're doing. See you soon.